Here we are. Welcome. Another tailgate session. Checking things out. Let me get the truck ready because we are possibly, if everything goes according to plan, we are going to, this one lights up. You know how it goes in the old world here. Like I said, she can send it to me too. That's not a problem. Forgot to leave this at the shop. Dang. Hate when that happens. This one's, I don't think this one's working. I think we're gonna have to jump off this one. Is this one? I don't even think this one's working. Oh, we might be on. We might be. Look at those bad boys, huh? Oh. It's a great question. It's a great question. Those blue towels. I guess you're supposed to use the blue towels. You're supposed to be using the blue towels when you're checking your oil and stuff like that. It doesn't leave all the fuzzies in the oil, contaminate your dipstick. Chip, how we doing? Oh, perfect. We have audio and video. Thank you so much for telling me that. That really does help a lot because sometimes you're just kind of talking. You're like, I don't know if it's clicking. Obviously, if it goes dead, Chip, you got my number. Text me. Text me if it goes. Normally, Rich B's pretty good. Evan's pretty good. They'll let me know if the live drops or something. They'll message me and say, hey, you're done, man. You're done. It's not working. So that always helps because otherwise, I don't know on the other end. I don't have a second video going. So we're just getting the old truck prepped, getting her cleaned out. Honestly, I don't know how much I should clean out of this thing, to be honest, because I am traveling. I think we're going to work on potentially I think we're going to be working on a van tomorrow. I think we might be doing a purchase. I don't know. We'll see. If everything keeps green light. Of course, the guy had to put out in the universe. He mentioned, oh, we got 2 likes. Don't forget, if you don't mind, hit the like button. It just helps wake up the algorithm, share the video, all that good stuff. We always appreciate it. But I talked to the guy. I said, hey, tomorrow, can we come out, look at the old van? And he said something about, he was like, well, hopefully we don't get more than 8 inches of snow. And I'm like, why would he say that? We're not supposed to get that much. And he basically was saying because where he parked it. I was like, God darn it. So I think I might want to bring a little bit of ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So I think I should probably pack the winch. And a little bit of rope, a couple pulleys. I think that would be a good start. Chip, how we doing out there? Anything new? Been busy? How things been going? Everybody staying healthy? Ready for the new year? Ready to see what this I've been trying to figure out, trying to wrap my head around. It's always funny though, isn't it? It's always funny how they always do it on the weekends. How we went to, and I haven't been following it close enough to say, is it good, is it bad? Is it right, is it wrong? I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence. Fastener. Probably should keep it, if you know what I mean. Oh, so today was a wonderful day. I was actually able to get a little nap in, and definitely well needed. Last night did not sleep worth the hooey for some reason. I think I woke up at like 2:30, didn't go back to bed till about 4:30. Oof, that's harsh. What else do we got? Ooh, weather's been great. We just got a little dusting of snow this evening. I guess this is supposed to be the new rage. Of course, like my wife knows about it, and then My kids, my one, I got her to shovel the whole driveway with it. But I got one of these snow shovels. It's really wide. I forget how wide this one is. I think it says. Let me see how wide it is. Darn, I think it had a sticker on it. I thought it said how wide it was. Oh, that's cool right there, man. They give you extra. They actually tell you the sizes you can order. That's great marketing. I don't know if it's a 36 or 48. Let me check here. Tape measure. 48. God dang, that's got to be like, that's freaking huge. Nah, this is a 36. This one is 36. So it's not quite, I could have probably even used the bigger one tonight. So right here on the chart, they got a 48. I was thinking about doing like a 24 or 30 for that heavy wet stuff. But man, built. The lady told me, she says, she's got guys that come in. She says they buy them. These are like a lifetime. Like you never have to buy another one. You say commercial, snow, most weather, something, blah, blah, non-stick. The thing that sold me, I'd like to see some at the shop eventually. Oh, darn it. It does say on there. God darn it. It does say right there. It says it's a 36. That's what I liked about it is it doesn't rust. The ones at the shop got that metal, and they're always rusting. They're leaving rust marks on at the shop floor. It drives me nuts, even though it's not perfect. But you know how you want to try to do better. You always want to try to do better. So there's that. So what are you guys experiencing out there? I've been looking for another LiftMaster. I don't think I can buy any LiftMaster that doesn't have a camera. That's a belt drive. It looks like I can get a chain drive, but I can't get a belt drive. So I don't know. Do you just buy one from the retail store and mount the rail on it and throw the rest away? Seems kind of like a waste. I need some head units. We got some rails to burn up. Burke, what's up? Let's see. Weather has been great. What do you think of? What do you think of the shorts? It's all right. They're just nice for when you're doing like little clips. I apologize. My last short there, I didn't realize the audio. For some reason, when I do the front camera, the audio's got this clicky. I can't figure out if it's my phone case or what it is, but I was really bummed. I should have took a better picture too of the product. I think I got a picture of it, at least for the thumbnail, which I was really trying because that stuff is amazing. Like if you, I think you could just spray that thing with a spray cannon. I think you just rinse it with like a hose. That stuff works so good. I was almost wondering if you need a 2-stage to it. You know what I mean? Or if you could just buy the 1-stage. I don't know, but super impressed. Good Sunday or Saturday. Bailey, what's up, man? How you been? What you been working on? Next week will be, I think next week we can catch our breath a little bit. I always get these for the gates. Get the slide ones, because otherwise the clippy ones always fall. So I always get the slide ones. Then you can put them under the cabinet. So customer, yourself, an employee, whoever, if you just have a personal vehicle, you can swing in and take care of business without having your normal set of keys. You got to get in a cabinet. So before I can go live. Oh, go live. Nice. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It takes time, man. Hell, I've been doing it for, gosh, I don't know how long I've been doing it. I've been into it for, I want to say 4, but I want to say it's more. It's like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? And I only started kind of getting more aggressive with it in the past year or 2, maybe a little bit, you know, and there's definitely more room for improvement. I definitely got some more like videos. I think I got one that's in the queue for editing and, you know, but there's been some jobs that are kind of like, we were just down at the fire department trying to figure out a edge. And I was just like, dude, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to, but it's just been like, go, where you just like, I was thinking about the other day, I was working on that cabinet and I was like, man, I was like, you can just like turn on the music and bebop and you can kind of work faster and you're in your own little world, you know, but when you're trying to, you know, take the footage and you're trying to convey the story or the problem or the situation, sometimes that can be a little daunting. But it's all right. It's all good. It's all fun. I enjoy it. I learn a lot. You guys learn a lot. I learn a lot. You gotta learn a lot from you guys too. So it's kind of a win-win. Get to meet some really great people. Probably gonna be at the IDA if anybody's gonna be there. I'm planning on going to the IDA still. I don't know how, but I'm probably gonna shoot for later in the week. Where the heck's the tray? Which one has the tray in it? But you guys think of anything randomly? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Just working on projects around the house. Nice, man. I got a ton. You want to come help me? I still got drywall. That's in one building that's got to get taken care of. I still got... I got a light that's not working. That should be an easy fix. I just haven't... Oh. I want to learn how to make some cupboard doors. Look at this guy. This guy got us stumped at the service call there. This darn switch. Oh, it's right there. Has this on right here, this motion. Right there, that motion. That wall button, that motion one. Yeah, one was switched on, one was switched off. So the customer, every time they were probably opening the door, it kept turning on. And the guy's like, the light will never turn off. And I'm like, I'm like, well, so I brung a head unit just to swap out, but didn't need it. Yay for Chamberlain. But I was ready, man. I was ready. Now, these are the ones that got bought up at a really discount, so they're probably not going to be able to do anything from the store aspect. But I was ready. I was really thinking about you guys. I was like, this is why I like the box store. I thought, this thing has a glitch in it. I'm throwing this right back in a box. I'm taking it back to the store. I'm getting this customer handled right now. Getting them out of my life. So the edge. Ooh. So we got a ghost. I don't see none. We got a ghost on the edge. So what was happening is when the door, it was a commercial door for a fire department. So I think it was, I don't know if it was quite 14 tall, but let's just say it was a 12 by 12. Okay. When the door would go down, sometimes about 6 inches, sometimes a foot, somewhere in there, it would reverse the door. And it's a LiftMaster. It's a J50, but it's got the gray cover on it. So I don't know if that's quite 2.0 or whatever. I didn't quite look at that. But anyways, so one of the techs wanted me to come down and just put eyeballs on it. He's like, I just want to make sure I'm not overlooking something. So first thing I told him, I said, well, I said, it's got those yellow photo eyes. I said, that I really don't trust. And I seen, which was kind of not a bad idea, I seen the fire department actually put some pieces of like 3/4 inch conduit, gray conduit on them. They're trying to block the sunlight. So they must have had sunlight issues with these. Now, whoever the original installer was, they mount them to the track. I'm not a big fan of mounting your photo eyes to the track. I do not like doing that. And like I said, when you do a brand new install, normally that's not a problem. You know, you normally don't have too much problems. It's when you later down, 2, 3, 5, 10 years is when these things will start manifesting because somebody took a shortcut. So they mount them to the track, one bolt, one track bolt. So the thing twist. I didn't like that. Then they used thin wire, you know what I mean? Just regular like photo eye wire. And we just talked about this the other day. Me and Cap, we were talking about how that thin wire, we've had trouble with that wire before. Now this wire they had some metal clamps or something on it, and it was chafing the wire, like somebody been yanking on it, wiggling it, something, I don't know. So I said, man, this looks like to me like it needs a rewire job. I said, I would try to see if they want to do open 4, photo eyes. I said, I would get that. It's got one of those bump stops, the air, and it's also got a cord that's all kind of looking like it's seen better days. I said, I'd probably put a new cord on this. I said, I'd probably go from there. I said, we're going to probably I said, at least we eliminate some variables. And I said, then we can kind of go from there. So that's my thought process. So we didn't really quite fix it. I think they had to do a quote because obviously, you know, it's the fire department. They don't want to, they got a budget. So they don't want you to come in and, you know, when you go to leave, you go, it's going to be $5,000 today. And they go, what? No way, Jose. Oh, and counterweights? No, oh, yeah. I miss the old counterweight doors day, and I used to deal with a little bit of them for the car wash. But yeah, it's, oh man, it's, yeah, they can be tricky. They can be tricky, that's for sure. Ooh, get the pulleys for the, oh, that's a good one. I don't know where you get the pulleys. I would assume, I don't know, Bailey, do you ever use, is it American? Is it called American Door or called American Garage Door? I think they're over in Minnesota or something like that. They got a little magazine and they got all kinds of like car wash stuff. I don't know if that's something that you use or. Never fails. Never fails. I was trying to harass Tanner a little earlier. I was trying to get him to, 4 likes too. Don't forget to hit that like button. I appreciate it. I really do. I was trying to get Tanner. I said if he's gonna build that building. I'm trying to convince him. I'm like, dude, got to get the heated floors. And I'm telling him about a wash bay. I was thinking about the other day because I was washing those vans, and I was thinking how I was like, man, we used to have wash bay at our DPW I worked at, and that was nice. You know, like even a little brick wall or something just to help break it up, so when you're not slinging stuff all over the building. Love it. The old winch tomorrow, so we're just gonna throw that there. Yep. That'll stay. Whew, man. Anybody got everything's running good? Any vehicle problems? Anybody spitting out spark plugs, foul plugs, head gaskets? Oh, head gaskets. All the vehicles running good. Y'all prepared, ready for spring? Oh, anybody got any input on the war? Did I say that? I don't know if I should say that. Might hurt myself here. Is this gonna help? Not good. I heard something about they blocked off something, so I heard about something about gas prices. You know how it is. And now you got AI you introduced to all this stuff. So who knows what's real and yada yada. But I just was thinking, how's this gonna affect business? Is this gonna be good or is this gonna be bad? Higher gas prices aren't gonna be good. I would definitely say the average consumer is kind of tapped. You know what I mean? I keep seeing stuff. I don't know about you guys. I don't think it's really affected us quite yet, but I've been seeing the electric bill. Ooh, I keep seeing people talk about electric. Even one guy finally posted, he said on the post something about, he goes, pretty soon it's going to be cheaper to run a generator than to pay for your electric bill. And I was like, huh. It's like, yeah, I don't doubt that. No doubt. Alright, so we got this one. What the heck just happened here? I'm dreaming of a what? It's hard to say. Hard to say. Make sure this is all charged up for tomorrow in case we gotta. Like I said, that guy said something about dragging it. I thought, oh man. I was like, this is probably about an hour. Oh, I think I still corroded like that. Probably about an hour away. That's a good solid hour. So I really don't want to come back empty-handed, but have to make another trip. charged up. This is that coax from that gate operator. Probably should keep it. I mean, it's still a good little chunk of something. I don't know. Figure it out from there. I think somebody was saying too, I think it might have been Tanner, I'm not sure. You seen that A1 was doing like free service calls? I don't know if that's like a free PM or just free service calls. I was wondering if they're kind of getting a little desperate or something. Does anybody here compete with A1? Have them in their area? What I need is an extension. I need an extension cord is what I need. Yeah, let's just throw it down. Throw it down, grab something else here. Oh my gosh. It's on. It's charging. Man, I wonder if we're even still. It's so quiet. You guys got anything? It's so quiet in the chat here tonight. I need a little stimmy. Maybe a little stimmy check. Everybody just chugging along. Everything's perfect. No problem with tools. Everybody's running their power tools they like. Oh, I'm probably getting due to charge. Oh yeah, that's 2 bars. I don't like that. There's red. I have to do it like old school, you know. I have to. Just looked up some new tools now. Nice. What are you thinking? Got any particular brand or anything you maybe try? Probably don't need a vacuum. Oh. Vacuum probably not gonna be necessary. Oh man, Bert, tell me some of your. Give me something, brother. Tell me what you got. What are you struggling with? What do you need? Need more customers? You're doing CRM, just doing handwritten stuff, hand paper, writing everything out. Got yourself some winding bars. Got yourself some medium and some big. I feel like I got to paint these things. They're always getting a little rusty in my truck, especially all the weather. Oh, most of my tools, DeWalt. DeWalt's a good brand. I like DeWalt. I mean, honestly, if I was starting out again, if you just told me right now, it's like, Dave, you have nothing. You're the guy in the street. You got to, what are you going to, I'd probably start with DeWalt. You know, I like DeWalt tools. Everybody else had DeWalt at the time. And so when we do these big jobs, everybody's got different tools on their trucks now. But I went to Milwaukee and then I just kind of went down the rabbit hole, maybe a little too deep. With everything, bins, tools, batteries. Yeah. I don't think DeWalt has anything for these bins. I don't think they compare to the bins. But I tell you what, having these bins, especially like in a truck like this, man, they are a target. I mean, I agree with that roofer guy. I had him at a rental one time, and he's seen I pulled out some DeWalt's or Milwaukee. And, he was a big fanboy of it. He's like, oh, man. He's like, Milwaukee? Oh, I love Milwaukee. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm always just happy as long as I don't got to use my teeth. You know what I mean? That's the world I came from. I'm used to using drills even back in the day, smacking you in the jaw, trying to throw you off the ladder. And what did he say? He said something about, he goes, yeah, but he goes, I put them in the Mastercraft. He says, I use Mastercraft's totes. He says, because otherwise, if they're Milwaukee, he says, they get legs and walk away. And I said, yeah, no kidding, man. And I mean, I know I look at this stuff right here and I just go, can you imagine? Everyone is like a treasure chest. You know what I mean? What's in it? You know what I mean? It's a Milwaukee. The case alone is $200. What's inside of it? Oh, use Square QuickBooks for all my estimate and invoice. You like Square? I was always going to try Square. Never got that far. Batteries, hand tools, power tools. Yeah, maybe I'll leave about this kind of stuff. Yeah, this can go with my hand tools. In case the weather's a little funky. Funky. Big old 5. I don't know if that one has. I assume it's 3/4 ton. It's got to have a 5.3. I should have asked that. Done me good, man. That's all it works, man. You know what I mean? That's all that matters, man. As long as the stuff's working for you, that's the biggest thing. If you're happy, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You know, if it works good. It's kind of like with me, man. I can't. How'd you get there? It's kind of like the. It's like the, what do you call it? Jobber. We just have like 0 complaints with Jobber. Like I said, as long as I don't have employees, I don't have customers. It works out real nice. The only thing that's really weird about, which I think kind of stinks in the garage door business, is like, the wife of Tron was saying something about, she looked up Service Spring because Mr. Calvin needed something. And she goes, our prices are off. She's like, our prices need to be raised on certain items, you know. And I'm like, that's the really, like, I wish like Service Spring could have an awesome software. Like if it just like came out with like, where you could do like your invoicing, you could go in there and like, you could either use their catalog, you use their numbers. And then like a restock would be awesome. Like if you could go in there and it would calculate, like Service Spring could go so much farther. And then they're like, then they got all that business. Maybe I need to bring this up to them. I thought about it. Oh, I'm just a little too short. Son of a gun. I'll get you. I'll find something, I'll get you. Yeah. Whoa. I got her. Yellow legal pad. Hey man, cheap. Works. It works. It's so weird. It's really weird because like I don't think I could think about going back. You know what I mean? Without like Jobber now, or at least some kind of CRM, because there's so many moving parts. It's just you can't remember it all. You know what I mean? You got people paying you half down. You still got people that are getting invoiced. You got, man, if you don't have a lot of quantity, absolutely. I still bring a hand paper one once in a while, but then I have to do the work like twice, which kind of stinks. A lot, getting way more calls and landing way more jobs now. Nice. That's great. Well, like I said, maybe, that, I mean, sometimes it's, it's a hard balance. I know there was a time. Now, I don't know, Burke, do you keep like a radius, Burke? Do you like, stay in like a 20-30 mile radius, or you traveling 2 hours away? Because that can be the kiss of death. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to watch. Like in my mind, I'd rather be like super close and I can be super affordable that way. You know what I mean? But that traveling, that can be a problem. I travel. Yeah. Rich B, you named it, dude. You named it. Nowadays, the pricing fluctuates day by day. Absolutely. I would totally agree. Even though I had a price sheet and stuff, I mean, I'd use it when I was in a pinch, no service and that. I still always wanted to call the vendor and I'd be like, so what's the price on this? And they'd tell me, they'd write it down, all that kind of stuff. But I think that is probably one of the most, it's got to be up there with one of the most irritating things I can think of is trying to keep up with pricing. Because you can put pricing in QuickBooks, you can put pricing in Jobber, and 6 months later, it's all kabalish. You know, it's just kaboof. Because I think, what do we have? What is it, March 4th? I think there's another price increase. Somebody, I think LiftMaster's doing it. I think I've seen a couple other places. So now you gotta go through like your whole system. And I mean, there is certain things you can do in there and do a percentage and stuff, and that'll do everything across the board type of thing. But it's just, it's irritating. Also use pad and pen. Nice. Was it? Is it something D says? Garage door repair. Yeah, there's a lot of handsome ones. I'm just the ugly mutt one. Oh man. Nah, we should probably bring this. This is good luck for tomorrow. You can't ever go wrong with the hammer, right? Let's do that. And if not, it's extra weight. Maybe we may need a little extra weight. Let's see if I can get this figured out. All right. Come here, big boy. One day, someday. All right. Rich, have you had, hey, let me ask Rich, Rich will probably know. Rich, did you, I'll ask the question here in a second. Rich, did Tony come out with that video around 2:30 or so? I was driving, so I wasn't able to watch. I had the kiddos and stuff with me. Burke, it was, basically I was curious because you said, you know, I was kind of thinking about myself when I started out, but you were mentioning that you were picking up, and I was curious what kind of range you do. Are you driving 2 hours away for jobs? Are you trying to stay within a 20-30 mile radius? I was just kind of curious on your thoughts on what you kind of do with that stuff. I'm a dreamer. Should be done with Christmas, hopefully. At least with the weather. My kids would like to think otherwise. Oh, come on. This big old heavy booger. Oh, I traded a roll-up door for this. Yeah. There she goes. I'll get that worked up in there. Whew. That thing's a monster. Didn't catch. Was having trouble with Alive, but he had vertical extension springs. Oh, okay. Because I was trying to look. I was thinking, man, by the time I got back, it was kind of later, and I thought, he probably did the video. And I think I glanced, and I was like, I don't see no live or anything. I thought, well, it's probably missed it. Now it's in processing, so it probably won't be up for another, hour or so after it's done processing. And then I ended up taking a nap. Got up. I was looking for it again, and I didn't really see anything. I was like, oh, it's like maybe I missed something. Unless it's big job, then I'll travel extra mile. Okay. Did a video though? Nice. Yeah, you just gotta watch that traveling. You know what I mean? I don't know, Burke, have you ever checked your demographic on like Google and see what the population is in your surrounding area or city, or maybe you have a metropolitan that's close by or something, just for, but you really got to watch that traveling, and something to just, it's a hard one. I'm not trying to shoo this by any means, because, work is work and it's education and you're learning, and But sometimes, you know, you always got to remember if you're, you know, I had a hard time learning this myself. It was like, man, if you're landing every job, you might be too cheap. You know what I mean? So it's just something to keep in the back. But if you're making money, hey man, if you're making 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Skill saw. Right. Skill saw is. How's that going to fit in there? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Which way do you want to land in your skill saw? Space. I should probably get that ulcer gel. Or I was scammed by a garage door kid on Instagram. Oh man, I hate that guy. Colorado, Grand Junction. So, what's up, Mr. Tanner Burke? Do you have being in that where you're at the Grand Junction, Colorado? Do you got a lot of hills? I'm just curious, like a lot of hills. Because I went through Colorado. Whoo, doggies. I remember I was like, I got to get me a diesel before I ever go through this place again. I need a turbocharged diesel. Because, man, and the semi-truck drivers, wow. They haul hiney around that place, man. It was great when we got back to Denver. It was all flat. I was like, oh, it's like, this feels more like home. The hills. Pretty populated area. Oh, nice. I wonder, Burke, what kind of competition do you have over there? Like any name brands? A1, ProLift, what's the other one? Precision. Any of those name guys kind of flooded the area? Does it seem like you got a lot of competition, or does it seem mediocre, light? Getting bigger, but there is a few other bigger companies than me. Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It comes around the mountain. Here he comes. Yeah, it was crazy, man. I'm pretty used to Michigan but the hills really threw me. And watching the truck drivers, how fast they were going, I'm like, man, you guys are just going way too fast. And then it's like when you start, like, you kind of got that mind manipulation, because all of a sudden then you're kind of doing you're processing that you basically have, you have your parents with you, you have all your children with you, you have your wife with you, and it's like, and you're the one at the wheel. You know what I mean? And you're like, man, if we smoke this, whew, a lot of generations gone here. You know what I mean? So it was like, and we were driving a minivan. I think we had an Oldsmobile something. I can't remember. Was it Silhouette or I can't remember what that car was, but it was underpowered for that road trip. It was a lot of bodies, a lot of cargo. And I was like, I ever said, we ever come back out this way? I was like, I'm getting me a turbocharged something. Yeah. Because it was just crazy. Good skiing. Ooh. I think we were in Parachute. Was that one of them out there in Colorado? Parachute, Colorado. We had some family friends out there, so we crashed them. I mean, it's like how do I say this? I like don't like, no offense, but I did not like Colorado. It was beautiful, but maybe I need to spend a little more time there. But at the hills, oh my gosh, it was like I'd be like, oh, there's McDonald's. I, there was a McDonald's. Where's that now? And you go around these bends and stuff, and then it was. I just kept, man. I was thinking all the conditions with the roads in these hills. I was like, wow. I was like, no thanks, I'm good. Like I'm ready to. I was ready to leave. Like the first day we got there, I think we spent like 2 or 3 days there, and I'd be like Googling how to get, and it was just Google was it worked, but it was just like I could not figure out. I'm a very like more of a flat kind of guy. Was like I don't mind trees and 1 mile. We have like in Michigan, we kind of got like 1 mile, we got 2 mile, and they're like literally a mile apart. You know what I mean? And stuff like runs, north and south and east and west. That's just how my mind works. So when you get me into all these weird zigzags and all this, I'm just like, whoa, like where am I? So. But I do have a fence guy that's out there. I'd like to go visit him. He taught me a lot of stuff about fencing. And I'd love to kind of pay my dues, go out there and say hi to him. And he was a good dude. Okay. For me, that's awesome. So let me know if you were coming back. He says, I'll show you. It's cool stuff, man. That'd be great. Like I said, if I ever come back, that's for sure, because that's what I need. Like, because I was just there, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I don't. Here's a gas station, like on a hill to a slant to this. It was, But I know there's some really cool. There's definitely some cool stuff. It was just a lot of pressure for me at the time, driving and stuff. I'm sure you throw me some good winter tires with some studs, and man, I'd be, a good little 4-wheel drive, little turbocharged something, man. I'd be rocking that place. Must be the elevation. Elevations sucks the energy. But of course, a minivan with 6-cylinder and a boatload of people in it, well, you ain't gonna have much juice anyways. Da, 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 da. 9 mile? Why gotta bring that up, Rich? Why gotta be under the belt? One big grid mile each way of the road. Nice. Oh, gravel. I wonder if they got the sharp gravel. Where's that one guy? Who's that guy? Rangstar, whatever. He talks about like you have to. What is it? I think you have to deflate your tires. I guess the rocks are so sharp they'll puncture your tire or something. Forget where he's at exactly. Da da da. Free job, parachute. Oh, nice. Nice. It was different, man. We were out there. It was freezing. It was wintertime. And I think they were in like some subdivision. We ended up sleeping upstairs. We really didn't have much for furniture there. So we were just kind of sleeping on the floor, which is fine. And, but I remember it was like, I just felt kind of like home. Maybe I was like homesick. I don't know what you call it. But anyways, I was just like, I got to get out of here. Like, I got to go out and like get me a sandwich or something. I just wanted to check the place out a little bit. I started cruising around and I'm like, I don't know where the hell I'm at. It's just, it was fun. It was good times. What was I thinking? For Tanner though. Oh, Tanner, did you see that short I did for the spray foam? I'm telling you what, unless somebody's got something better, man, that stuff worked awesome. I almost might even go grab it. That stuff was just, I can buy it off the old Amazon. Like, I'm really impressed with that stuff. All you gotta do is foam it on. I bet you could just take a hose and rinse it off. Man, that stuff worked great. I like want to almost use it. It just works so good compared to anything else I've used. I've used Salt Be Gone. It's okay. And then I used Starbright. I just used a Starbright. The Starbright I was not impressed with. And so this stuff, wow, I'm liking this. Okay, so it's a small town. Okay. Beanbag, yeah, beanbag chairs, yeah. We had this big. The wife of Tron, she had the idea of buying this like bag to put on top of the van when we were traveling. I said, and when we got it, I'm like, what the hell is this? She's like, that's so we don't have to have the van so crammed with stuff. I said, we're not driving around with this bag on top. I said, I'm not listening to this thing whack away. It's got like these straps and it's it's a bag. It's not hard plastic. Hard plastic would have been different. And I'm like, no. I'm like, we are not. I'm not zipping up this bag and listening to this thing flopping and trying to figure out what's going on. So we made everything fit inside. Oh, out there, pretty cool. Ooh, snowboarding. Oh, yeah, that's what Rich was saying, right? Skiing, skateboarding. Wow, nice. What was the name of that stuff? I would like to give it a try. Dude, you got to try this stuff. Let me see if I think I got it. I don't think from what I understand, there's no cost savings, but for buying the bigger one. But I was watching a guy do a semi. Oh, see, that's up Tanner's right there. Look, it's got the American flag. There you go. Good stuff. Man, I'm really impressed. I mean, it actually turned the white van like white. It had kind of a weird residue on it. And it really helped a lot turn that van. So I have a feeling like this almost is like, I don't know, but something like you would not want to leave. Contains water or, oh, here it is. Here it is. That's what I figured. I thought I had some kind of acid. Acid mixture, organic acid. Yep. That's what I thought. So water, organic acid. Okay. So I don't know if the idea is, let me see what this one says. Well, this does have different contents. Translate. Lemonade, alcohol, silk acids, salt. Okay. All right. Fill 25%, 50 foam cannon. Oh, crap. What's it say? Fill 25% of foam cannon with soap. Fill the rest with water. Whoops. I did pure. I just dump it in the foam cannon and, figure just mix it with water. It does its thing, man. I don't know. Worked pretty good. Let's see if this one says the same. Fill 25 to 50% foam cannon with soap. Fill the rest. Oh, shoot. So this stuff could probably go farther. Like, this is pretty concentrated. Son of a biscuit. Just throwing my money away. But no, wow, I was really impressed. I actually did the Wafatron's car. It turned out really good. I literally, probably because I was doing a little heavy, like your, your rubber around your windows, at least the bottom one. You know how like you take a rag or something, or if you ever wax a car, that always has like black, this never-ending black that comes off it. On the white van, I could literally see the blackness coming off, like it was chewing up the dirt on it almost, it was like when I was power washing it. So yeah, you know what? I might try to do that. I might try to do a little water because I might be hitting her pretty hard with some concentrate here. But man, I just couldn't believe, especially I should have done more of a before and after, but the one van was just filthy. And I would have been really power washing that heavy in the normal circumstances. That one, not a problem, man. It just washed straight off. That's why in the very end of the video, I was kind of like, look, I was like, I haven't even power washed this yet. And it was clean. Like I could just rinse it off. I figure about 200 and some feet of rope. I should be able to get a van out of a ditch. 5,000 pound. Is that 5,000? I think it's 5,000 pound rope, tree rope. So image is the stuff. 2-stage, 2-step. Pretty impressive. Definitely would recommend it. Rich used to do day and night. Petitions. Oh man, got my license. Never looked back. Huh. Nice. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Oh. Ramps, knees. Oh man, paying the price now. Whew, I bet. Cracked. Oh man, open. Ooh. Might be wrong. Yeah, you gotta be easy, man. You gotta be easy on the body. So I gotta get the Spring Turner 1000, or you gotta get those Surewinders, the Surewinder gang. What else do we want? I want a strap. How do we get the strap? Bring us a toe strap. Toe strap will be good. Toe strap. Oh, which one's better? Is this for this? So this is actually, they call it a 2-step. You got to do both. So this is step 1. And then this is touchless. Yeah, step 2. So you buy it together. But I don't know if you can buy them separate, but I think you might be able to just get away with one if you kind of want to, you know, so same vehicles. I don't know if you're kind of sudsing it twice and they just kind of make the appearance. You know, I haven't messed with this product this long. But, like I said, I did use Salt Be Gone because I just did it more or less for the vehicles, trying to keep the salt. And it did a pretty decent job. But when I went to that Starbright, I think I got Starbright. I was kind of thinking, well, you know how sometimes you wonder if product is all, you know, kind of the same. So, you know, I did this. Oh, salt off, Starbright. This I was not impressed with. This I was like, I think this left a residue. I was just not happy with this. So definitely cannot recommend this. But I was watching, you know, and they said, oh, it works great for boats and works great for this. And somebody was using it on their car and showed how clean it was, like a black car. I wasn't impressed. So I found this guy doing a semi. And I thought, well, semis get a lot of grunge, you know. And so, you know, I'll give them a try. Because I watched the guys out there that use some different stuff, but I don't know, the name didn't seem to stick with me or whatever. So I found this. I can get it through Amazon. So I was like, that's perfect. I love my Amazon. And as soon as I hit the road with it, man, I was like, wow, this stuff really works. When I could see the you know, and it's so fast when you use the spray, you know, power wash. That's also what we use in the DPW all the time. I swear about water. I don't want water. I might have to find it. Oh, I see sky. How are you? Doing good. How are you? Sure. And the Brute Winder, 100%. PT was using his. They sure do work nice. Sure do work nice. No, the Spring Turner. Nah, the Spring Turner, I wouldn't. I don't know if I could really recommend that. It's better than nothing, but Surewinder seems like it's definitely got some nice features. What is we're washing vehicles. You should get some of this for your for the Ford Ranger. You get muddy, don't you? Go down some dirt roads and all that. This stuff works great. Uh, dun, dun, dun. Surewinder. Yeah, Surewinder works good. Price better. What is it? The Surewinder? Or are we talking chemicals? Doing good. How about yourself? Hopefully things are going good. Price Winder Brew Winder is a commercial, which I never knew that, which is good to bring up. Surewinder is about 700, 800, but you can use normal drill to wind it. Brew Winder is about 12, 14, but you have to have a whole hog, which I got one for mine and haven't got to use it yet. So bummed. Run about 5, 6 to wind it. Yeah. Unless you find one, online or something, you can buy them for 150, 175, 200. Get yourself a Milwaukee or DeWalt. DeWalt one would be nice too. Or what's the other one, Tanner? You got another one to use. Is the winch for the spring? Yeah, spring turn. It needs it, man. We need horsepower. No, I think tomorrow. I think if the stars align, I think I'm gonna go possibly purchase a van tomorrow. So, but the problem was when I messaged them, and I just putting this out there. This is for you guys. This is special treatment. This is my theory. If you find something, you guys, I'd love to hear if you guys think I'm crazy on this or not. But if you guys find something, let's say on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, it even can be Craigslist. I believe this to be true. I think once you start interacting with the customer, I don't know why it works this way or how it works this way. I think it lets it bumps that ad up, like almost like a boost. Like you can boost your ad. But what'll happen is then other people will start seeing it. Like it's happened with me multiple times. When I post stuff for garage doors and openers or whatever, it'd be amazing. It'll be crickets for 2 weeks. Nothing. And also I'll get like a bloop, like somebody say, is this still available? Blah, blah. Yeah, it's still available, blah, blah. And all of a sudden another one will come in like 30 minutes, an hour later. Hey, I was just checking. I think I might be interested in this. And all of a sudden, I can get whammed with like 6 messages and I haven't had nobody in 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So that's just been my experience. So what I do, because I feel like I've seen this before, can't confirm this, is I make sure I'm darn near dead ready to make this purchase. And so I message them, hey, and I thought, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's a fair price. I want to be direct on this. I don't want to fart around. I don't want to give them any reason to be like, are you thinking or are you sure? I got 5 other people, so I just said, hey, wouldn't it be a good time to take a look at this? Or I think I said, I even stepped it up. I said, when would be a good time to pick this up? Doesn't mean for sure, right? No money in hand, not for sure, but just making it sound like, hey man, I know I want this. I'm pretty much banking on this. Casey's got some fluffies. So I messaged him. We're going to try to do 4, I think around 4 tomorrow. But it's about an hour, 15 hour and 30 minutes drive one way. But anyways, what he was mentioning with the winch and the rope, and I got the battery charging right now, was he was mentioning, he goes, I hope we don't get more than 8 inches of snow, because he said where I parked it, he said, I don't know if it'll climb the hill or something. So I'm guessing he parked it down in the grass. Because in the picture, it looks like a nice house. Like I don't want to say for sure. Maybe he lives with his parents, or they just live in, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. But anyways, he parked it down the hill, and it's probably slick on the hill, is my guess. So I'm just trying to prepare a little bit that maybe we can throw a rope down to it if we have to from the truck, winch it up. We got some options, because I'm not going to bank on them to have the options, even though it'd be nice. This is what I call my good luck. Everybody seems like they're kind of picking up and doing okay, and I think there's a lot of good, a lot of positive in the community, which is awesome. Eric, still watching. What's up, Eric? How you been, man? We need some garage doors, man. We need some. I was just watching SOS. He was talking about he had Guardian. I've been, you know what? I might start looking at Guardian, um, because I don't know, man. I like some of their options I could hear. I just don't know where we're gonna get them. We've got to get them shipped all the way from Texas. Oof, that seems like they're gonna be damaged or rails are gonna be bent. So I don't know, but um, anywho, it was just nice. SOS. I couldn't agree more because he was talking about having options. Yes, options are good. We need more options. Working on the home theater system. Nice. Man, come help me on my truck, would you? Where at my truck? My truck needs some tunes. I got like one speaker working. I use my boombox all the time. DeWalt for the truck. Tabo. Okay, whole hog in my truck. Nice. Ooh. There you go. There you go. Right, Rich B. It increases traffic on the post. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I don't know how, like I said, but I get it all the time. And I even had it with like Craigslist. Same thing. I post something, nothing. I get somebody, I mean, within like a day, sometimes hours or 2 days, I'm just like, bam, 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 bam. I'm getting stuff coming in. I'm like, like, what is going on? Like, where have you guys been? You know what I mean? Like, like all of a sudden now you all just wake up, like did everybody just wake up? It's really weird how that works. It works like that in retail too. It kind of, like when I used to work at Penske, we get like a lull for like 20, 30 minutes. We'd be like outside. A couple of the guys would be smoking. We sitting there up against the door jams, just shooting the crap, Yeah, this, that, blah, blah. We watched one car and it was like almost like a joke, right? We'd be like, oh man, here comes one. It's going to be, 10 more behind it. And sure enough, there'd be like, 4, 5, 6 cars behind it that pull in. And it's like, jeez, it's like, now we're just absolutely slammed. It's like, what the hell? It's like almost like you felt like they went down the road with a loudspeaker and said, "We're going to Penske. We're going to go get a oil change. You should follow us. You should go get your tires rotated, your brakes checked, and new tires." And they just come in a little swath. Sure was. This is the candy for you get the Band-Aid. I feel for the trick once. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. The creeper van. Yeah, it's a creeper. This one's gonna be. It's got a little back seat, so you can be like a school bus. You know what I mean? So, I've been searching and searching. I had my eyes really on a Chevy, and of course that was the one that Facebook come and said this customer or this whoever this what the hell do they call it? I don't know. Anyways, they just said there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of messages coming for this buyer, the seller, and I'm like, well, and I mean, I even offered a higher price. I thought maybe he got overwhelmed one day during the week, so I even just told him. I said something about I said, hey, I said, just seeing if you ever got my message, and it doesn't even show like he looked at it. So I don't know what, and of course it was one of those posts that too is like, I'm just feeling out the market. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling out the market. So never got nothing back. Was hoping, waited like 3, 4 days, nothing. So like I said, this one's a Ford. Yeah. So I'm not real excited about a Ford, but it's a 2500. It's not a Michigan truck, so that means it's going to be somewhat rust free. It's got a nice stance to it. It's got all its hubcaps, which is good. Don't know about tires. Tires might be okay. I'm sure they're holding there kind of thing. I don't think they're going to be up to my standards, but it's something. Just something to get these tools out of the back of this truck. So we'll see. We'll see. No busted windshield that I could see in the picture versus the other one, half the price. And like I said, it ain't gonna get used a ton. But right now, we need something for a runner. Like every day, the shop is just empty, and it's like I got stuff either like for Caleb, I got stuff for myself, and I'm like, oh, and I'm putting stuff in and out of this truck, and so I need to I need a little more room, I believe. And I don't want to, I just don't know with the economy right now. You know, like I'd hate to, I don't know. I don't really want to get into a brand new. I think next year will be a better indicator how things are swinging. Everything's running, everything's still in pretty good shape. Luckily, we don't have a lot of miles on stuff. So I think as long as we keep up on the maintenance and we can make, the year will be a nice, good, profitable year without basically any payments. So I don't know. Don't take the candy. The van? The van is, where is the van? The van is, what would that be? That would be east, slightly south. Not very much. It's basically Lansing, you know, Lansing, Michigan. So we'll probably run out there. Probably me and the wife of Tron will probably. I think we're gonna bring the little one. She's getting better, but she'll probably just hang out in the car or something. That's my guess. She's still kind of in the lay-in mood. She's she uh she got her wishes. She really she really didn't want to eat nothing, but she wanted the old Bill Gates McDonald's fries. So that's what she got. Anything, she doesn't even want to talk about food for some reason. I think she just did 3 days of hurling. So I probably shouldn't. I was probably being mean. I told her, I said, "Well, what are we gonna talk about then?" I said, "Should we talk about dirt and leaves?" And I started thinking about it. I thought, that's not a very good combination. That'd make me kind of cringe and make my stomach turn. So maybe I better shut up. uh, South. So we'll go check it out. I got a couple other ones, but you know, they're up in the, oh gosh, I don't know. There is a really nice one, but it's kind of heavy used. And it's got the Spartan work body on it. That's a nice one too. I wouldn't mind that. But the problem is I don't know, it's kind of big. The price is higher than what I really want to be for a partial, we just need something, a little runner. We don't need much. It's not going to be high production, but it'd just be nice to have something to at least keep these tools. Chicken soup. I don't know if she'd like chicken soup. She's kind of a fussy eater. She's one of the ones that's my oldest is like that too. It's like a burger. I just want the bun and the meat, and that's it. No cheese, no condiments. Um, my youngest, she's one of those. She'll do chicken nuggets with nothing too. No condiments, just chicken nuggets. That's it. A lot to come. If you look at the Duramax. Ooh man, the Duramax fan. That's a beast, man. That thing's nice. I tell you what. I don't know. Holy fudge monkeys! What's going on here? Got a battery charge on the phone here. That's not a good sign. What the fudge? How did that happen? Oh my gosh. That's like $300. We'll just put that back like it was. There you go. Shh. Shh. Just leave that alone. Don't tell nobody. Sitting here looking up at this thing going, what? Big old crack. I'm going to have to talk to somebody. I wonder who dropped that. Oh, what's the winch for? The winch is for this van, possibly, because he put out in the universe that if we get more than 8 inches of snow, and we only got about maybe a heavy inch in our area, so I don't know if he wasn't paying attention to the weather. He just said, "Oh, I hope we don't get more than 8 inches." He says, because I might not be able to get it out from where it's parked. So my guess is it's parked on a hill. So even an inch of snow or 2 inches of snow seems like it's still going to be slippery. So I just thought, you know what? I'll bring the winch. I'll bring my battery. I'll basically bring my tree gear. I got the rope. Actually, not runs. I grab this. Figure in case I gotta go off a tree or something. Bring me a couple pulleys or something just for. And regardless, a little extra weight in the truck will help for traction. This truck's, you'll probably blow everything apart before this truck will lose traction. This one's, she digs hard, but she ain't got much of a motor and a drivetrain. You know, she's pretty old. So yeah, I'm just bringing this for precautions. If we do decide to purchase the van, we got, you know, a winch. That one goes into the hitch of the truck, and then we'll have some ropes and stuff, some options, because, you know, it might just be a little slick. I really wish I had those covers. I've seen them advertised. I never used them. I always like to try them out. Those covers you put on the tires, and that gives you like snow tires, you know, for traction. So that'd be nice. But I really don't want to drive out there and be like, yeah, I really want this, and then be like, yeah, we're gonna buy it, and we'll come back when the weather's dry and all that kind of stuff. I don't even really want to think about it. I hate thinking about vehicles. I'm so sick of vehicles. I'm so sick of scrolling, looking at vehicles for the vans and stuff, you know. Crazy glue. Yeah, some crazy glue. That's a good idea. Battery. Yeah, there you go. Gorilla tape. That's not a bad idea. I just wonder who did that. I don't remember dropping this. See if this will pop off. Kill the battery, but that's all right. It's worth it, right? Oh, well, at least it's one of the older ones. I can tell from working on the rentals from paint on it, so it's got paint on it, so it's an older one, but it's like, who dropped this thing, man? Dude, that's a hell of a... I seem like I would remember that. We'll have to ask Mr. Caleb. Say, did you drop the battery, dude? I don't remember having a drop anytime. Or recently, I should say. Oh, yeah. That thing. Do you got one of those, Tanner? One of those meat is like the ones with like the two prongs and the metal. I really want to get one of those. I should get that on the list, because I got my I don't know, I just find all kinds of things where you could sink that metal into it where it burns into it, and then I could refix things, because I got my tripod, the plastic broke, and I think I could melt into that and refix it without buying a new one. I mean, hey, why not? Everything's plastic nowadays, right? So why not? Make sure it works. This one works. I was just charging for the battery. What are you talking about for the van? Make sure the van runs. Runs, drives. One thing I don't like is it's not a Chevy. I love the Chevy vans, you know. I love the simplicity of the V8s. You know, this one's a 2-valve, so it's got the overhead cams, but at least it doesn't have as many problems. Basically, what do they got? What is it? That's the year that they still spit out spark plugs, so you got to make sure you're checking your spark plugs every once in a while and make sure they're torqued. Other than that, I don't really know too much. You got, you know, the chains I don't think are as problematic as they could be, but I just know with the LS base Chevys, man, you can put 4, 5, 600. They just run. You know, you might go through a transmission, but I understand them better. You know, I think they're better, in my opinion. The Ford one, though, I had a Ford. You know, it rotted out faster than the motor, but that one did spit a spark plug on us. And then the guy that did it, supposedly you're not supposed to install the insert with the spark plug, and he did, and he broke something off in it, and then he had to tear it all down. Super good mechanic, but ended up doing the whole job for free. So you just gotta, you know what I mean. Plastic welder. Ooh, okay, fixed fender and other stuff with it, works great. Oh man, that's great. I gotta really get one. I'm pretty sure being the 2500, it's got the 5.4. I hope it's got the 5.4. I better double check that. I didn't think it would, being a 2500 would come with anything less, but I guess they could. because I had a 5.4. Gosh, I think ours was probably, I bet it was around the same year. Yeah, I don't remember what year that one was. Yeah. Yeah, those damn spark plugs. That was a dumb thing. Five, I got that. Oh, I got one more pulley. I think I got enough goodies. Anyway, working tomorrow. Got the day off, taking it easy. Oh, man. This one's a 2003. So supposedly the word is in 2004 is they went with a 3 valve. But I did watch a video that I guess they actually ran the 2 valve longer in the E-Series vans. And it went to, gosh, it was like 2012, 2013. That seems kind of hard to believe, but that's what he said in the video. He said the E-Series actually ran the 2 valve longer. I thought that was kind of good because I thought, well, but I guess most of them do say they're a 3 valve. They kind of like used to advertise it, you know, like that was like something good. But the 3 valves got the cam phasers. And I don't touch the cam phasers. I stay away from those. The 6.2 didn't have problems. I can't believe the Raptor didn't have problems, but I kept watching and looking for it and watching forums, and it was very, very little to any. Yep, the plugs. The plugs are the weakest. That's why, like I said, I'm kind of like, ugh. That's the one that gets you kind of in the gut where, you know, I'm not a big overhead valve guy or overhead cams. I think it just adds more complexity. But yeah. But the problem is that everything you look at, if you look at everything for in the 3K range, is kind of a rust bucket. You can't buy much with 3K. And I'd rather just go that route because we start getting up higher, probably would finance. You know what I mean? Could pay, I guess, but I like to keep a certain stash of money for you blow something out or, you know, I don't know. But 3K, you know what I mean? Like that doesn't like it blows up, it blows up. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And like I said, right now it buys some time because I was really, but you know how it goes, Rich. You know what I mean? Like I was looking into I was pretty set on a new truck, and I'm like, everything's just got a damn cell phone in it that really just drives me nuts. And so I just thought, if you don't know, play it safe. And I just don't know still how I feel about this economy. You know, like I said, a lot of stuff's coming in. It seems promising, but I've been through that 08, 2007, and man, all they had to do is start switching that what was on the media, and man, all of a sudden just watch stuff start whoosh, shrinking. You know, gas prices are high. This is high because we're at this is going on. I think I watched a guy, and I think we're supposedly, you know, and I never know. They always say this, but we got foreclosures are up again. And so, I don't know. Yeah, six range. Yeah, everything around. I mean, there was a guy that's got one for 5. I think he lowered it. It was 5. Oh, that was what it was. It was a Chevy. It was an extended van. But the problem was it had pretty much the same miles. It was high mileage. But what I didn't like is they said they admitted to, they said that the transmission it could be a module. And then some of them I'm looking at when you get into the be in about the 6 to 8 range. The problem is most of them don't have a hitch on them, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, I really just don't feel like farting around with it right now. Um, sure, could I buy one? Could I put it on? I got a guy down the road from the shop that could easily do it. But then you got to get the wiring, and you know what I mean. Something turns into something else. Not that this can't turn into something. This one just looks like the stance is right. I like that it's already got a little bit of like an undercoating, makes it all look uniform, black at the bottom, white on the top. I like the fact that it already has somebody already took the time to put a seat in it. So hopefully the seat comes out pretty easy if I wanted to. But I like the fact that it's got a seat because I do occasionally drive 3 people, well, including myself, so 2 people. So it'd be nice to have that seat if I need it. So I like that. I like that it has the transit van seat, so it's going to have what do you call it? It's already got the built-in seat belts, so I think that kind of makes it technically legal. You know what I mean? Like the cops aren't the engineer to verify if it is or isn't legal. But at least your seat belts on. Seat belts are on. Seats bolted down just like everything else is bolted down. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I was saying about the other day, I was like, when you're on a school bus, I was like, do you got airbags on a school bus in the back? No. I was like, they only got seat belts, you're just in a padded sponge, hoping that you don't rattle around too much. So I like that. It's just an open design. I don't think it has any um, top racks or anything or any bins in it. But like I said, I already kind of got the bins, I think, figured out with these Milwaukee. The big thing is it'd just be nice to have a runner for certain things because, yeah, and like I said, it's cheap. So cheap is good right now, especially when I have that weird, you have that weird unknown. I don't know if we're going in the right direction as America or we're going in the wrong direction. It's kind of a weird, like I said, it's like with the war. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. It's an emotional economy. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. You know what I mean? Like I said, but I look at it and I couldn't tell you. I can't tell you is it good, is it bad. I mean, I see a ton of cars on our car lots. I see a lot of. When I was even looking at the new ones, I'm seeing there's still some 24s. Those are pretty rare, but I see quite a few 25s still left. So the one place down the road, they bought a ton of service vans, and they typically wipe them out. I mean, I remember in the last previous years, I mean, they buy all those vans, and I'd be like, why would they ever buy all those vans? They'll never sell those vans, and they'd like wipe them all out to like one or two. I mean, we're talking like 20 to 30 vans, and this year, you go by there, and there's quite a few. There's at least like 15 still left, and I'm like, ooh, like people, and it looked like to me they were probably soaking them up at the end of the year type of thing, because I figured that people are going to have to, dump some money into a new vehicle. But and then I'm just watching, I'm watching Sherwood. Is it Sherwood from Royal Autos? And he just came out with. I was going to send it to you, Rich, so you might want to check it out. But he was talking about that 10-speed, that transmission in the Chevy. I guess they're recalling another 43,000 or something, and a great video. I would definitely recommend watching it. Talking about like some of the vehicles aren't even listed that still have the same transmission, so you might have problems with it, and you're not going to be covered under warranty, and it just blows my mind. I don't know if we're going to go into a transitional. Like these manufacturers are going to have to start waking up. I mean, that's like why I'm like when I seen SOS, and I kind of just forgot about them, but I kind of like the Guardian because they make the Performax, and so far the ones we installed we haven't had any problems, and they're just real simple machines. But I like the fact that Guardian video they were talking about how you can remove the Wi-Fi. So I think who was doing that before? I think Genie was kind of doing that. Weren't they selling like a car? No, maybe it was Marantec. I think Marantec was selling like a different, like not everybody wants the Wi-Fi, so it's just you can buy the board and either slip it in if you want the Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you don't have to pay the extra money. And I'm like, I think that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Like instead of having to pay for this that you don't use all the time. And then, but he was saying how what I liked about it was he's not getting that many calls anymore. Like their quality has gone up. And I thought, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like really weird. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's hit and miss when you buy like the foreign. Um, you know, like I was saying before, like I don't expect this from America. You know what I mean? Like when I got this little adapter and I came with this, and I was like, whoa! I was like, that's a sweet. It's got a port in the back. I didn't even know that came with it. That's so sweet. Like, that's awesome, man. Like, what a bonus. Um, you know, so sometimes those other manufacturers can surprise you. I don't think this is USA made. You know what I mean? This is some probably knockoff, but damn, the thing's built like a little tank. But if you told me it was USA made, I'd be like, well, that's how USA made stuff should be made. You know what I mean? Like it's really solid, really thick metal. Probably because you got to put a lot of pressure in it, but everything seems pretty well built. Um, you know, so it's hard to find that nowadays. Where I don't know, I buy all kinds of stuff that's just like it seems like quality is just junk. If it's sometimes. Uh, Oh yeah, okay. So the Genie, yeah, 3024 has a port front battery backup and Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's what it is. Genie's doing that. Okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that's like I said, if it was me, I'd lean more towards the Genies just because they're I don't know, we're just I don't know. It was just a slap in the face to see that when we went to that one place, that big building where we did the PMs and the lift masters, I don't know why. Like, so they're having all kinds of weird, like you hit the button, goes up 3 feet, stops. Like, okay. Even if you bring the door up about 6 feet and try to bring the door down, it wouldn't go. I was like, what the heck is wrong with this thing? Why is it doing this? So it was like you had to hit the button up again, stop it, and then you have to hit it down. I was like, okay. And it's just, they all had these weird glitches in them. And then we had to go to the fire department, and I don't think it was the opener's fault, but it's like here's another lift master, and it's like this one's got some weird ghost in it that it's going down, and then it's not like you know, and I just don't feel like we've been seeing that in the Genie commercial. Like I just every time we don't go back to Genie commercial and be like, what is this thing? What's this thing's problem? I mean, we might see a wall button, but even Cap was saying he thinks the wall buttons are different. He says if you look in the Service Spring book, he says you can buy the ones with the LED in them. And he said, I've had way more problems with those. And he said, I buy, so he says, when I replace them, he said, I buy the ones that are, I think they're supposedly made for Genie, but they don't have the LED in them. And he said, I haven't quite had as many problems with those ones. And then we were even thinking about upgrading to a different wall button because the wall buttons are just, I don't know what's going on. We're just having so many problems with them. So it's just, oh. Really? I don't doubt it. I've seen a few videos, but I'm glad you brought that up. You know, Rich, it doesn't like I said, I mean, like this thing, I mean the thickness of the steel down here is is phenomenal. Like I feel like this would be something I'd hand down to my kids type of thing. You know what I mean? Like that's just how well built it feels. Like I don't know obviously about all these little mechanisms, you know, how long that stuff will last or whatever, but it just feels nice. It feels solid. It feels like real metal, and it's always hit and miss, you know. But it's like nowadays, I guess what I'm trying to convey is sometimes I never used to. Sometimes we have to look at things with an open mind. You know what I mean? You got to imagine, right? You can't always bank on that manufacturer being the same manufacturer that it used to be. Um, you know, so the quality and stuff might have deteriorated at your expense. Um, and so that's something, you know, I've dealt with for years in the garage door business, and what really irritates me because it's like right now we got Lanier, right? I've been a big advocate for the Lanier gate operators, and now we are struggling with the circuit board issues, and it can be kind of gut wrenching because you know I called Lanier to ask him, and I wanted to talk to this guy named Mitch. Mitch was always my go-to guy. You know, I mean, Mitch was the guy that he didn't sugarcoat it. You know, I mean, he'd tell you exactly. Like he had the attitude, like this place needs me. I don't need this place, and I really like that. So I called tech support and hey, you know, and I haven't talked to them for a long time. I said, hey, I said, is Mitch around? And the guy goes, he retired. I was like, fudge. And I said, okay, I forget what I wrote his name down. I think it was Jake or something. I said, well, I said, okay. I said, well, and it I don't know how to explain it. It kind of sucks, right? It sucks getting older. So I told the guy, I said, well, how long you been working for Lanier? And I'm waiting for him to say, because I heard him say 15 or something. I thought, oh my gosh, 15 months? Like, give me somebody else. But he ended up surprising me. He ended up saying he's been there for 15. And I said, wow. I said, all right. Well, I said, I've been at this for 20. And so we talked back and forth. I think he was still holding back a little bit, but he knew about the beepers. Um, he told me they have been noticing, but he said, I think it's still probably some bleed over, he said, from the cough syndrome. And I'm like, really? He goes, but we should be getting that sorted out. And I'm thinking, like, my goodness, like, so I hope we never go through that again, because boy, that really just really wrecked things. So it just sucks because I know even Cap came out, he helped, and he was saying, he's like, man, he's like, I'm really entertaining like the Genie gate operators. I'm like, I know, like I just cringe because the cabinets are still so good on the Lanier, but this is just not cool that we're getting callbacks on it, and of course now it's got a ghost. We can't find the ghost yet in it, so we did a bunch of, you know, really topped off things on it, and now it's just a waiting game. So, but very thankful it's not a very far away job. So that's another reason, those long distance losers, that would not be fun. If we were driving at 45 to an hour, one way. Mm, soul terror. No more. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're right. You're right, man. And I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Rich? I mean, you think that stuff's ever going to change? You think we're going to ever kind of have like a revolution where it's like we start like these manufacturers? Like, I mean, I can't believe, like, if you go watch the Royal Autos, that Sherwood guy talk about that GM transmission. And I mean, like you watch those videos, and I don't know how, as a man, you can't watch those and go, I'm trying to keep it clean. But you're kind of looking at these guys and you're going, these sons of biscuits, mother stinkers, chunk monkers are feeding us this crap and we're consuming it. You know what I mean? Just like when Richie sent me a video showing how, what was that video? I was going to do a little video on that video because, sealed carburetors on these lawnmowers and stuff that once you crack them open, they're no good. Basically, so you cannot repair them. And I have a hard time. I came from, you know, watching my grandpa to watching my dad crank a wrench and fix things, and to be forced this down my throat that I can't fix my own stuff. It's really getting irritating. And so, that might be also why I know it is one of the things that's deterring me a little bit, even from uh, a newer vehicle, which really sucks. You would think we're in this time and day and age, and we should have all this information, really know how to make stuff last, but that's not what they want. That's not what they want. They want to get in your pocket. They only want the stuff to last a couple years. You have to throw it away. You can't fix it. You get overwhelmed. It's been moonlighted or whatever, sunset the parts. So that gets real irritating. Yep. Yep. You got that right. I got that right. It's all about the profit. That's it. It says stockholders and profit margins, and that's it. And that's what irritates me about this industry, and a lot of industries. I mean, that's why I absolutely love when Rich is sending me these videos, and I love coming across these automotive guys because I can just sit there and it's like I should sit there and shake my head. Even the HVAC guys and stuff like that too. Anything, and you're just sitting there going like, yeah, this is bull crap. You know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do to change this? And if we keep feeding it, where I seen a post. I'm friends with somebody on Facebook, I guess, and I seen she posted. I think her son is a mechanic, but anyway, she's like, oh, she was saying I see a Tahoe, and I'm sitting there and I go, I know that's the year Tahoe that had a lot of problems. My brother-in-law had one, and darn near as soon as he got rid of it, the transmission went out. Left the guy and his family stranded in the middle of the state somewhere. And the guy called them, and my brother-in-law didn't know. He didn't even, he even told me this to Dave. He says, I knew that they were problematic. He said, ours didn't have the symptoms, but I didn't want it to be on my watch. And he said, this guy already had it, I don't know, for like 6 months or something. Well, it puked out. And, so anyways, I'm watching the picture. She's got the kid under there, and she said, I'm sick of paying $100 oil changes. And I'm thinking, geez, I'm like, and I know that's what they are. I mean, it's 60, 80, 120, 100, call even more if it's a diesel. And I'm just like, yeah, like, good for him. What a great kid. But I'm also going like, I wanted to message her because this lady has all kinds of problems. She has trees fall on her house. She always has vehicle problems. And I wanted to say, quit buying that junk. Like, don't buy that junk. Like that is, you need to watch some videos. You need to do your research. Those are not, and you're a single lady. Like you can't afford that. Like, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I got some family members the same way. If it looks flashy, it's got a nice interior, they don't care. They could care less if it leaves them down the side of the road. It looks good, it smells good, it rides good. They don't care about the rest. So, but I guess that's just the difference. Yeah. Mowers, we just have to, go. I know. That's what kind of scares me. Like watching that the older mowers were built better than the newer mowers, and that kind of concerns me. Like with these garage door openers, I keep thinking the same thing. Sometimes I keep looking at that scrap hopper, and boy, I keep wondering if we're throwing away some gems. You know what I mean? Like, boy, you know what I mean? Like we need to have Eric's repair shop, and we can send these puppies in. He can refurbish them and sell them for a few bucks and keep them going because. I don't know. You know what I mean? They don't make them like they used to. That's for sure. I mean, they've had black guys banned for. I know, I know. I'm looking into it. There's a guy, that Anthony guy I sent you. I don't know if you've been watching any of his videos. Rich, that mechanic. His name's Anthony something. I think is what his channel's even called. But he was showing something about his electric bill the one day. And I guess he's got solar power. And I kept thinking, I keep scratching my head around it. Like, maybe that's something to consider. You know what I mean? The way it's going. I mean, all we got around us right now is all they keep talking about is these AI or the AI data centers. And there's a good video. I didn't watch all of it yet, but if you guys watch Tucker Carlson, he's talking to a lady and how these data centers, come on, let's face it, right? They're there to watch us or to whatever they're gonna do. We got the flock cameras that are already coming out in our area. It's just a way, to make sure you guys don't get out of hand and don't do things you shouldn't be doing or revolt and all that kind of stuff. So, but these things, I have no doubt that these things are going to consume so much energy that there is no way in hell your electric bill is going to stay the same or go down or anything. It's just going to go up and up and up and up, and you're paying for the price. And they're just looking at like this meter going, well, I don't know, but we're losing a lot of electricity and we don't know where. So, but we just got to keep increasing. I think they said something about DTE just did some 2 something billion. They want to do another increase next year too or something. I don't know. The stuff's just getting so squirrely. Dun, 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 dun. Big brother. I know. I don't know which way to go. It's just I know. I'm with you, Eric. I'm not a big, like I know the phones. You know what I mean? The phones are taking pictures of you. The phones are listening. You know what I mean? Like I understand that, but I agree. Something about those flock cameras just put me over the edge. You know what I mean? I heard it was like they could put that data together. They could almost tell if you're Democrat, Republican, depending on voting days or how your strategy is. I've heard some of them. They had failures. There was a really good video out there of a guy at a casino. It's a 99.9%. Identity match, and they identified this guy. He was a UPS driver, and he wasn't the guy that they said he was. You know what I mean? They said, yeah, you've been ripping the casinos off. And he's like, I'm a UPS driver. He's like, dude, look at my wallet. Look at this. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, they were just so convinced that the camera system is 99.9% right. They ended up taking him to jail. And I think by the time they got him fingerprinted, but I think he was pretty much, out a day. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm on vacation. I'm supposed to be taking a flight tomorrow. This is gonna like screw my airplane, ride or my flight. And I just thought, what a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I heard somebody, there was a newer driver, younger teenage driver. They had gunpoint on her for a stolen vehicle, and the vehicle wasn't stolen. It was due to those flock cameras. So, you know, I just don't know. It's the what is it? It's the tax and delivery fees. Oh yeah, for like electric. Oh man, that's right. That's right. It's funny how you look at your bill, right? And you're like, oh, I used like $12 of electricity, but everything else, which you have no idea what this stuff is for. That's what gets me. That's why, like I said, I always kind of still never minded the propane. I got a gauge. I know what I paid for it. I always go back to a gas pump for some reason. I always enjoys the gas pump. Like I always enjoyed, like I fill up my vehicle, I give them my 20, my 60, my $80, which sucks for the gas price, right? But I know what I got. I can visually look at my fuel gauge and I can determine, do I want to just go drive around this weekend and waste it? Do I have to keep this so much for work? I like paying for it up front and then using it. That's just kind of about like your electric bill, man, like I said, it doesn't matter. You just use it and you pay it. And sometimes it comes in high or something. It's just like the water bill. I've had water bills do the same thing. You're like, what in the heck is going on? You got a leak or something you didn't know about, or oh, we misread it or something. Oh, of course you did. Mm, oh yeah, I tell you that by how tires are inflated. Yeah, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, what are they doing? Wasn't that like those what is the weigh stations for semis? They can tell how hot the tires. They're doing stuff like that too, with infrared or whatever to tell if you're how loaded down you might be or something. Just all kinds of stuff. It is always to be 98 was it says of a cent. Yeah, yeah, right, right. Yeah, they had some of the news not too long ago. That was kind of a silly, you know what I mean? It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I said, I read that book so many years ago, that rich dad poor dad, and when it was in there saying, taxes is a high thing, and I think with your utility, um, it's amazing. I just mind how many things you look at and you're just like nickel here, 25 cents here. I'm watching this one kid. I think it's, gosh, I wish I knew his name. The kids are on to him right now. He's probably Beast or whatever. And anyways, he's trying to go across the country to bring Mr. Beast a penny or something. I'm watching. Young kid, real spunky. Seems like a cool dude. I think it's Ryan Frey or something like that. I can't remember. But anyways, he's trying to get across the country, and it's funny. Like when he's starting out with, I think he started out with a penny or something like that, and he's trading things, working his way up to get the money to make the bus trip and all this other stuff. He's selling water, and it's just funny to watch, like the money exchange and how fragile that money is when it's such a little money. And I sit there and I always look at it like I go, boy, if you watched your own money like that, or even if I watched my money, like you'd have so much more money. When you're watching the nickels and the dimes, and like when he goes to McDonald's and buys something, he's like, I'm gonna get some off the $2 menu or a dollar menu because, well, I only got $48 right now. I don't want to spend that because I'm trying to, we're trying to get enough money to. And then he go buy it like a bike, and then he was like using the bike to do Uber, well, not Uber, but deliveries or whatever you call it, the Uber Eats or something like that. So he made some more money. And it was just funny how precious it is. But then, if you think about it, right, we all take it for granted. In the background, you got all these things eating up your money, right? You got these utilities, you got these fees and license or whatever they got to do, deliveries. And then you got your property taxes, it's just like, wow. It really adds up, man. It really adds up. It's just sad. Like then by the time you try to bring a car into the mix, you got to buy tabs for the thing. You got to put insurance on the thing. You got to put, now it needs tires, it needs brakes, and then the damn mouse chewed a hole, in it. I mean, the damn mouse is just as bad as the government. It feels like, it's chewing up your infrastructure. Oh, stop for a second there. This just feels good. Yeah, compound. Yeah. It's hard. It's crazy out there. It really is. It's just funny watching him exchange that money, that little bit of money he has, and how he's out there hustling, and good for him. It's awesome. It's really cool to see, but it's just a lot of stuff eats at you. You know what I mean? It reminds me always of like termites on a house. It ain't gonna take your house down in a day, but it's slowly eating your infrastructure. That's how I look at it. With what they do with these taxes, and then when you got your utilities and everything starts adding up, just little by little, little by little. All right, guys, we better get out of here. Go to bed. I got a nap in me, so I got a couple more hours probably, but I'm gonna do a little relaxation, give the kiddos a little kiss goodnight, all that good stuff, if they're not already sleeping. All right, we'll catch up with you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Maybe tomorrow, we'll be driving a creeper van. We'll see. Adios, amigos. Thanks, Rich B. Tanner, Eric, it's always good to see you. Burke, who else we had? Chip, Bailey. I don't know if Bailey's still here. He might be out. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.